Hey, it's Tim.
And it's Amy from Go With Less. Merry Christmas! We're going to be talking all about our very first year as nomads during Christmas time. There were some lows and some highs, so I hope you'll stay tuned for the whole video.
Every Wednesday here on our channel, we come out with a new video, typically talking about our early retirement or our nomadic lifestyle. In 2015, we left our careers in our late 40s and retired early. And in January of 2020, we sold our home and became full-time nomads.
Make sure to subscribe, give us a like, and let's talk Christmas. Before we get into the deep Christmas conversation, though, I want to share where we are. We're here on a house sit in North Scottsdale, Arizona. The weather is absolutely beautiful. We're here in short sleeves, kind of hot outside actually on December the 22nd, and it's absolutely perfect. So here we're going to talk about this house sit on our video today. But I'm going to set a little stage of what Christmases up until now have really looked like. We may have been in warm weather on Christmas Day, but Christmas time, I've always been in winter. So I'm used to cold weather every single year of my entire life until this year. And we were driving through the desert last week. It was incredibly brown and barren, and it hit me for the first time that I'm really going to be homesick and missing Christmas. And there's a lot that went into that. So before I jump in, you want to say anything?
Oh, so I guess first of all, so I don't necessarily miss the snow. So to me, snow is about or the white Christmas idea. So when I moved to Colorado in '99 with my family and my ex-wife, I loved the snow. I was so excited about the idea of a white Christmas. But as soon as I had to shovel and I had to drive in the snow and I had to fall down in the snow because it's just so slick outside, I decided to really not be fond of the snow. So that was one thing, is that I don't necessarily miss the snowy element of Christmas.
Okay, so my Christmases up until now have really centered around doing fun things, eating fun things, and being with loved ones, friends and family. So I grew up in New Jersey. We were very close to New York City, less than an hour away. So at Christmas time, we go and look at all the Saks Fifth Avenue, Lord & Taylor Christmas windows and the big Rockefeller Christmas tree. And then when I moved to Manhattan, when I was in my 20s and young 30s, I worked in Rockefeller Center. So I worked in the same building as the Radio City Music Christmas Spectacular, I guess. And on the way to and from work, I'd see the camels out on the street. When I'd be going to lunch, I'd see the ice skaters on the rink. And then I moved to Colorado in 2001, and I had a lot of close girlfriends. So I've been doing Christmas cookie exchanges ever since. I have a group of several girlfriends. We watch Love Actually every single December together and have a girls' cozy Christmas. And my stepmom had introduced me to the Nutcracker back in high school, and I've gone most years my whole life. I brought our own daughter when she was old enough. We've been volunteering at a Christmas Carol for 5 years. I could probably act in a Christmas Carol, be the understudy for any role because I've seen it so many times, and I love it every single time. So my experience with Christmas was just really just wonderful, and Christmas cookies and Christmas movies and lots of festive friends and family and all of that. And here we are alone and in the brown desert.
So I grew up in East Texas in a little rural town, and so I was used to the brownness. I shouldn't say the brownness. I'm used to it being warmish during the season. Also, I had sort of a traditional rural town. I didn't have camels growing up in East Texas, but I did have a more traditional Christmas. So that was going to church on Christmas Eve and having Santa come on Christmas morning and having time with my mom. I just had my mom pretty much and my stepdad as I was growing up. And so we would spend time together as a family. So Christmas was really about family, and sort of I had traditions there as well. And then with my ex-wife, we had 3 children. And then once the children came into the picture, Christmas sort of transitioned into being about the kids. It was more about delivering a Santa experience, but we did have traditions around that and things that we grew to love in terms of traditions as well. So just like Amy, I think I had my own set of traditions that we developed over the years for Christmas. And so Christmas, like for Amy, was also about tradition for me and doing the things that we do year after year after year, decorating the tree with the ornaments that we collected over time and things like that.
Okay, so now that brings us to present day. So I have heard 0 people out of a gazillion who have downsized their stuff regret that they got rid of anything. No one's ever said that they've ever regretted getting rid of a thing that they've downsized, which is crazy. Well, I am here to be the only person, I guess, to say I regretted getting rid of all of my Christmas stuff. I gave all of my Christmas, Halloween, Easter stuff, all of it is gone, except for maybe 20 ornaments that my mom made when I was a kid, which are my most loved Christmas things, which is why I didn't get rid of them. But all the other stuff, the tree, the lights, all of it is gone. And it's not like I'm wanting to bring it on our nomadic road with us, and I still love our nomadic life, but what it does mean is that for like at least this 1 week of the year, I'm feeling very homesick. And so I'm missing the cold, actually. So I'm loving that it's like 70 degrees every day of our life, except during Christmas week. It turns out that I want a little bit of winter at Christmas week. So first of all, I'm missing a little of my own home. I'm missing my ornaments. I'm missing my rituals, my friends and my parties and my family. And I don't know, I'm a little bit homesick. And so I turned to our Facebook group, our GoWithLess Facebook page, I guess, and I asked our viewers, please, like I'm feeling really homesick, I guess. Can you post pictures of your Christmas, of your tree, of your wreath, of your decorations? And you guys have delivered. If you haven't done it and you want to put it up, please go put it up on our Facebook page, because it really turned me around.
Yeah, so something I think we're coming to realize, so even though for the past, this is our first year as nomads, however, I think for the past 5 to 7 years, we've been, on Christmas Day, we have been away from home. So it's like we haven't had a traditional Christmas day for the past X number of years. So this isn't necessarily new just on the day. It's the season that's completely different. And so we're missing traditions that we had for the season. And so Bill, I think something we have to work on to sort of alleviate this, and this is something I miss as well. So this isn't just, I'm not a complete Scrooge. I do miss some of the tradition as well. I think we really need to work on building these things, building some sort of tradition into our life so that we have a Christmas season that's going to be completely different than we've ever had in the past, but something that we can take with us when we are in Asia, when we are in South and Central America, when we are in Europe. Things are different there. And so I don't know what we adopt as a tradition that can go with us so that we can have this as we move forward. But I think that's important to making this an acceptable season for us, or something that we're going to really enjoy.
And actually, we're supposed to be in Kuala Lumpur for a house sit this Christmas time. Obviously, that canceled with COVID. And next Christmas, we already have our sit set up in Mexico. So we are planning to be far from home, and we're needing those traditions to be flexible and not to need to buy a lot of stuff, or just to have them kind of in our hearts. So really what it all comes down to is back again about this adaptability and flexibility. And we're finding that this is the theme of our year, being nomads during COVID. So a couple things have come out that have made this one of the better Christmases we've ever had. Back in the Los Angeles area, where we were just a week ago, we were in Burbank. We drove around and looked at all the Christmas lights. Now what we're used to in Colorado, I go and chart everything of all the houses that are spectacular. And it would be like a 10-minute drive to each house. We'd be in the car for 3 hours. Everybody, except for me, would be completely over it and wanting to go home like halfway in. I could do this stuff for like days and days and hours. I have like no limit of how much Christmas lights I can see. So the cool thing in Los Angeles is that there were neighborhoods that had house after house after house after house, with neighborhoods of streets of a square mile, that were massively decorated. The best Christmas lights I've ever seen on homes in my life. And then we drove to Palm Springs for 2 days, and we had a very similar experience. Not as amazing as Burbank, but pretty close.
Merry Christmas!
Thank you.
Yes!
So here's the cool thing about the house where we have arrived for our Christmas sit. First of all, it is decorated for Christmas. So they don't have a Christmas tree, but they do have a whole bunch of Christmas decorations, and their outside is lit up. And they have the cutest dog and cat. So it's really very sweet to be around pets at Christmas time. But also, this house is the closest thing to our former big spending, fabulous life from the past, where we had all these wonderful Christmases with our children. So I feel like I'm kind of tiptoeing back into my old big spending life, and I don't want it again permanently, but I gotta say, it's really nice for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, this place is phenomenal. They also have a great TV, which is a weird thing to be saying, but they have this phenomenal, they must be paying hundreds of dollars a month for the TV service. So one of the things we found is that any Christmas movie that we want to watch, we've pretty much been able to find on demand. So it's been incredible to be here for a lot of reasons, including the television. And so we are making the best of this situation. As a matter of fact, I think our Christmas season, so Amy was having a tough time a few days ago, and now I think we've both turned the corner in terms of this is going to be a phenomenal situation just as a whole. We're actually going to have some friends join us for a socially distanced outside Christmas Day meal.
Just a couple, just one couple.
And we're very excited. They're down in Tucson, so we're very excited. They're going to come up and see us here, which we're very appreciative of, and we can't wait to see them. So we're going to actually be able to spend some time with friends. And so just overall, I think it's going to turn out to be a phenomenal season. And so something that we've realized, and we've said this before, I think in other videos, but adaptability is sort of the key to what's made our year as phenomenal as it has been. I think that's weird to say in the time of COVID, but we have really had a phenomenal year, and this is a great way to cap it off.
And when Tim says he's found all these movies, we've made a list of over a dozen movies, and we're going through them one at a time. And when I say this house is kind of like our old house, it's also like my old kitchen. So she has I got rid of most of my kitchen stuff, my KitchenAid mixer, my Instant Pot, all gone. Well, she has all that stuff, and we haven't had that available to us yet this whole year. So it's been incredible because we're cooking Christmas cookies every single day. We're cooking a different kind of Christmas cookie. So even though I'm not having our Christmas cookie exchange, I'm making my own Christmas cookie exchange. It's hopefully we don't need new Christmas wardrobe after we eat all these Christmas cookies. But it's been really incredible because I'm cooking everything in the Instant Pot every day. I'm making something that I've been kind of wanting to make all year, and I didn't have my tools with me. So she has ingredients and tools and this huge space that just make cooking a delight. And it makes us think, like, is this a life that maybe we want to get back into?
No. So we love it here. So this is a phenomenal place to be. And so actually, I think we've talked about, I shouldn't be so curt, but this is a place where if we were going to settle down, this would be a phenomenal place to be. We certainly would not want to be in Arizona in the summer, so don't get me wrong. So unfortunately, in order to afford this house and a house at some place where it's comfortable in the summer, that's probably out of our price range.
Because we'd have to work.
We would have to work. And
yeah.
but this is definitely a phenomenal situation that we found. We're very excited to be here. So it's...
Yeah. So sorry. What
no, I don't know what to say.
Okay, so what I want to know from our audience is how, and also, by the way, it is not ignored that this is all during COVID. So here I am missing friends and family. I'm guessing that a lot of people are missing friends and family. Of course, it's COVID. It would be weird if you weren't. So what I want to know is, how are your Christmases going to be looking this year? Are they exactly the same? Are they changing drastically? I want to know all about it in the comments below. And we're going to actually be here next week as well. So you'll still see us here next week, and I can't wait to hear all about your Christmases. I hope that they are very merry, and we've brought a lot of love into our lives, and so we thank you for that. Merry Christmas.
Adios. Merry Christmas.